Welcome, MJ Gottlieb, Intuitive Solutions. I want to talk today about a different approach to teaching. The people that know me know that I'm not a big advocate for telling people what to do, most specifically entrepreneurs, because quite simply, entrepreneurs don't like to be told what to do. That's why they've chosen to forge their own paths in the first place. So I think the traditional method that we've come to know for the last God knows how many years is wrong for a number of reasons. First, like I said, entrepreneurs are idealistic by nature. They do not like to be told what to do. So if they can learn from the experience of others, it allows them to have an objective viewpoint, and still it allows them to enjoy the freedom of their own experience. It's also less authoritative. Entrepreneurs do not respond well to authority. I know this personally. So if we can tell someone, for instance, don't sign a personal guarantee, they may say, oh, okay, whatever, MJ, screw you. But if I were to say, hey, listen, I signed this personal guarantee on this warehouse that I had back in one of my fashion businesses. I didn't think much of it. It was $5,000 at the time a month. But when I went to close the warehouse, I didn't realize, oh yeah, I signed a 5-year lease, 5,000 times 12 is 60,000 times 5. I got sued for close to $300,000. So the point is, when that person comes to that point in their entrepreneurial journey, they're going to say, hey, I do not want to make those same mistakes. So the only way that they can learn from this is to learn from these mistakes of others, because it takes the ego out of the equation. Entrepreneurs are ruled by their egos. So unless you could figure out a way to take the ego out of the equation, it's simply, the math simply doesn't add up. Another thing is you need to grab the emotional attachment of an entrepreneur, and you're not going to grab an emotional attachment if you're telling them about what they need to do in their own personal story, because they're not going to listen to you. So if you can use the story of yourself or someone else that's failed, they can become engaged in that experience, which will create that emotional attachment, which in turn creates memory retention. So all these things are very important to understand, because the brain of an entrepreneur is completely different than the brain of the typical, I would say, person in corporate America. So with that being said, I hope this strikes a chord and makes sense to you, because I really believe that it's the best way to teach. The best way to teach is not to teach, is to advise and have them learn what not to do from the mistakes of others. And from there, they will learn the lessons from that experience. So with that being said, have a great day, and we'll talk later.